We're on to deck number 6. Let's spin and see what we get. Doomsday. All right, so this is Doomsday, a deck that is looking to win with Thassa's Oracle. So how are we going to do that? Well, there's, of course, the titular card Doomsday. Search your library and graveyard for 5 cards and exile the rest. Put the chosen cards on top of your library in any order. You lose half your life, rounded up. So the idea here is that we are going to stack our deck so that we have a bunch of draw spells like Street Wraith or whatever on top. Street Wraith, Gush are like the main ones. And then we are just going to, if we have a draw spell that we can play immediately, we're just going to draw and then cast the Oracle. Or if we can't win on the same turn, either because like we don't have the life payments to use the Street Rays, or like we don't have enough mana after casting Doomsday to cast the Oracle, then we're going to wait a turn and then go back to our turn, draw a bunch of cards, cast Oracle, win the game. Alternatively, there is Demonic Consultation. So this, you choose a card name, exile the top 6 of your library, reveal cards until you reveal the chosen name, and put that card in your hand and exile all the other cards. So you can just name a card that isn't in your deck, you'll exile your entire deck, and then you can play Oracle. So usually what you'll do is you'll go Oracle, and then when it hits the board, you go trigger on the stack, cast Demonic Consultation in response. Obviously, the deck also just has all the stereotypical good vintage stuff, like Moxes, Lotus, etc., Vamp Tutor, Dark Ritual. We're all in on this combo. There's also 2 dress downs in this list, not sure why that is. No Urza Sagas, no like other way to win the game. We're pretty much all in on Thassa's Oracle. The only other way I can possibly see to win the game is like attacking with Street Wraith, and that's not happening. Obviously, we have Force of Will, there's 1 Dig Through Time, there's a Defense Grid, which is to protect our combo from opponents interacting with it, and of course there's Necropotence, which depending on what's in our deck, we can potentially exile the whole deck to the Necro, especially if we Doomsday first. Sideboard, there's a basic Swamp. I assume this is so that we can beat decks that are playing a whole bunch of Wastelands or something. Tabernacle, there's Steel Sabotage, counter target artifact or bounce an artifact. Cut Downs, Duress, number 2 in the board. Soul Rend for the white decks, Hurkyl's Recall, Leyline of the Voids for graveyards, and then there's a Shieldred in the sideboard, which I presume is just like a generically good threat that we can board in that doesn't get hit by Force of Negation or Flusterstorm or like any of that stuff. Also, our opponents are probably boarding out all their removal against us since their removal is pointless, and therefore the Shieldred can be a way to win the game on its own. Not going to try to puff myself up here. I have no idea how to craft Doomsday piles, so this is gonna go well. Let's jump into a league. All right, I mean, we have Duress and Gix Probe, and then Doomsday on turn 2, which seems decent enough. So keep this. All right, Mox Ruby, Island. All right, Gix Probe. What am I up against? Opponent Flusterstorms. All right, sure. Let's go ahead and Duress. Tishana's Tidebinder, oh my god, it's Merfolk, and they actually have the answer to Thassa's Oracle. And our Duress bricked. In Vintage, our Duress bricked. If I play Lotus Petal, they can steal it. Mental Misstep is dead. All right, back to them. Cavern of Souls. You demonetizable word here. All right, land go. Oh wait, Tishana's can counter fetch lands, right? Yeah. Underground Sea. Back to them. All right, so I think what I do is I go end step, flooded, fetch, and then they flash into Shauna's, and then I cast Doomsday. I don't know. Is there any difference between doing that now versus later? I guess not. All right, fetch. Yeah, to Shauna's. Fetch. Grab Underground Sea. So if I Doomsday, I go to 8, then to 5. I can technically cycle a bunch of Street Wraiths and then Oracle. Yeah, all right, so how do I get to the last card? I guess if they don't have an answer, then Oracle hitting the board does just win the game. All right, I forget how this works. Do I choose the order after I pick the cards? So Oracle, then all the Street Wraiths, and then I can't cast Gush through the Trinisphere, so I mean, I can't cast anything through the Trinisphere, so like it kind of doesn't matter. I guess Recall, right? Because then I can go Recall. No, I can't Recall because it's a Trinisphere. So yeah, it's irrelevant what the last card is. I guess another Oracle in case the first one fails, but if the first one fails, we're dead. So I'll just take 2 Oracles. All right, now the order. Or no, okay, so that's the cards, and then we choose the order. So it's going to be Oracle, Oracle, Street Wraith, Street Wraith, Street Wraith. All right, we lose to Counterspell, another Tidebinder, like, you know. Lorien Revealed for a land, gets an island, okay. Chalice of the Void on 2, cool. They just happened to have that. They just happened to have that. All right. Restricted in Vintage, one of. Didn't see it in their opening hand. Drew the Trinisphere after I duressed them. Well, I guess if they have Chalice of the Void and Trinisphere in their deck. I need Steel Sabotage. What else? Shieldred. So I have some way to win the game. I mean, how good is Duress even? Like, the creatures don't get hit by it. I mean, they must have some amount of non-creatures, so I guess it's useful-ish. Flusterstorm, on the other hand, seems highly not useful. Mental Misstep also seems highly not useful. What's the last cut? I mean, Dress Down? Like, it stops Tashana's, I guess. Doesn't seem great, though. All right, let's run that. Okay, we don't have a Doomsday or any way to find one, so that seems like it's not keepable. Vampiric Tutor, all right. Keep, put back one of the 2 oracles. Done. Apparently I have to fetch immediately against them, because if I don't, the Tashanas can freaking counter our fetch land triggers. So, Jet, fetch, grab Underground Sea. Then we'll pass and we'll Vamp Tutor for Demonic Consultation and try to win. Mox Ruby, yeah, that's fun. Soul Ring, I'm gonna counter that. Counter Soul Ring. Cavern of Souls, Merfolk. All right, Vamp Tutor. Let's grab Demonic Consultation. All right, blue, Oracle, trigger on the stack, cast Demonic Consultation. That one. All right, Oracle trigger, we win. Cool. Riveting gameplay. Same thing. Let's run the same thing back again. We have Dark Ritual into Doomsday, but we don't have the Force backup. I guess I can cycle the Street Wraith. I also have Dark Ritual into Necro. This seems risky, but I'll keep it. I mean, this deck is inherently risky, so whatever. Mox Emerald, Soul Ring. I'll counter that if I draw a blue spell, so let's cycle. All right, we didn't. That resolves. Cavern of Souls, Merfolk. Yep, if they have Tidebinder, we just can never do anything. Very cool. All right, here's a fetch land. I can't even fetch because if they have Tidebinder, we just lose the land. Merfolk. Play another land. Pass. Ancient Tomb. Trinisphere. All right, we have to respond. Well, I guess I can counter that, right? Let's see if they flash in Tidebinder in response to this. Fetch. Yeah, there's the Tidebinder. So fetch, grab Underground Sea. Let's brainstorm. All right, double force. So let's put back. What's my next turn looking like? I counter the Trinisphere. I untap. I Dark Ritual, play Doomsday. And I have to have a second land so that Oracle can resolve in that case. So, or Black Lotus, whatever. So the tutors are basically irrelevant. So let's put back. Well, I'm going to draw some. I'm going to draw one of these, right? Because I can't get rid of both of them. So let's put back. I guess I can tutor for Lotus on upkeep. And then play Lotus, crack it Ritual. I have 5 mana, but it's all black. All right, let's do this. Put these. Then the Tidebinder. All right, let's fight over this Trinisphere. So target the Trinisphere, get rid of Mystical Tutor. All right, then we can't counter that, so that resolves. Kills our fetch land. All right, so Dark Writ Necro, or Dark Writ Doomsday. And then I need to make sure I have a second blue source, potentially a third blue source. So Dark Ritual, Doomsday. All right, I have the Oracle, so I don't need it. And it doesn't look like they have an answer to this, at least in their hand at the moment. If they have another Tidebinder, then sure. So we're losing half rounded up, so we're going to be at 7. And then we can take 3 hits from this. So let's grab a second Underground Sea. Let's grab another Oracle in case the first one fails. If they untap and Wasteland us, we have to have another land. So what's the best move here? We can Gush to draw 2 cards, and that protects us from Wasteland. Actually, can I just win right now if I have Gush? So I Gush and draw Black Lotus, right? I go Gush, Lotus, play Lotus. Hang on. So I go Gush, draw 2 cards. Those are Street Wraiths. Black Lotus has to be one of them. So it's Gush, draw 2 Street Wraiths, Street Wraith, Street Wraith, Lotus, cast Oracle, win the game. I'll put Daze in here in the pile too. No, I already have a Force of Will. So let me just think this through. Top card is Gush. Oh, I don't have a way of drawing it right now. I do have to pass the turn to them. Okay, so the last card has to be an Underground Sea in case they Wasteland us. So then we untap with Gush, and we go Underground Sea, Gush, Street Wraith, Lotus, I guess. How many cards are left in my deck if I do this way? I have Gush on top, then land, then Street Wraith, right? So then I go Gush, bounce, draw these 2, Street Wraith, get another Street Wraith, Black Lotus, Oracle, and then I don't have Force of Will backing this up, but I mean, if they just have another Tidebinder, there's literally nothing we can do about that other than like end step, dress down, but then we're waiting a turn. All right, I'm gonna make this the pile. Doomsday players, let me know how bad this is. All right, so top card is Gush. So I have to do this in the reverse order. So Black Lotus is the last card. So it's Lotus, Wraith, Underground Sea, Gush. Or it's Wraith, Lotus, or Wraith, whatever. All right. They don't have a Force of Will or they would have responded to Doomsday with it. So Thieving Skydiver, sure. All right, we're at 4. Oh, right, we're at 4. I can't double Street Wraith. Fuck. Oh, yeah, I screwed that up. Yep, I completely screwed that up. It needed to be Gush first. Why did I think I would have enough life to do that? Even if I reorder it with Vampiric Tutor right now, I'm still dead. Yeah, all right. Completely boned that up. What would have been the correct pile there? Gush on top, Gush, draw. I can only Street Wraith once. So draw 2, Street Wraith, Lotus. Then I've drawn for turn, so there's 4 left. Gush, there's 2 left, so then I can win with Oracle if they don't have a response. Yeah. Maybe I should have just straight up vetoed Doomsday off the wheel because I don't know how to play this deck. It feels like somebody who's never played Amulet Titan before just being given the deck and be like, okay, here you go. Like, hypothetically, I understand how it works, but when it comes to actually crafting the piles, I don't know what to do. On the draw, round 2. I have to say, like, Vintage feels a lot more full of Force of Wills than Legacy, and so I just can't see how Doomsday is a viable deck in this metagame. It's so all in a way that the other combo decks I've played so far are not. All right, we got Gush, we got Mana. This seems fine. Bazaar, you say? Well, the one deck where our Force of Will is irrelevant. Then again, they only have Force of Will to interact, so if we find our combo, we can just combo them. Double Squeeze, and Madness is in Root Walla. Hollow one. Am I supposed to counter this? It's quite the clock if I don't. All right, I'm gonna counter this and pitch Ponder. All right, well, Island, Float. Oh, it's 2 islands. Well, I haven't even read Gush. I'm a genius. I thought it was 1 island. All right, well, read the cards. So that last Doomsday game, there was no... Okay, whatever. Play these, go. Then the Squee triggers. Yeah, let's just yield to these. Why not activate this before drawing so that... A second Bazaar, you say? Uh-huh. All right. Well, we were at 18, sure. Just not activating Bazaar. All right. Doomsday. I actually can't play it. And if I Gush, I still can't play it? All right, so let's just play Delta, pass. And then we can next turn Doomsday, Gush, draw the cards, hopefully win. Why are they not activating Bazaar? I don't get it. We drew Oracle? Holy crap. All right, Flooded Strand, fetch. Force of Vigor, these 2. All right, well, I'll respond by floating the mana. So black, blue, yeah, Force of Vigor. If they were gonna do that, why not just do it in our upkeep? Grab Underground Sea. Fetch. Their hand's 2 Squeeze and 2 cards I don't know about. What the exile to this? Noxious Revival. Underground Sea. All right. Black, black, Doomsday. So we can play Oracle right now and Gush. Therefore, I should be able to win with the pile that I set up here. So let's put a Force of Will in the pile. Let's put the Street Wraiths in the pile. So I'm going to Gush first, and then if they don't counter that, I can have Force of Will in my hand, plus another blue spell. So all the Street Wraiths, and then Force of Will with another blue spell in here. It doesn't matter what that blue spell is, I guess. So I guess it can just be the other Oracle then. All right, so the top 2 need to be Street Wraith Force, and then Oracle can be the last card. All right, this one, Gush, bounce these. Bazaar's in response. So did they just peg what I was on immediately and realize they have to hold up Force of Negation or whatever? This card's Squee, Serum Powder, all right? And Squee. Bazaar again. Basking Root Walla, Force of Vigor, Bazaar. Can I resolve Gush? Noxious Revival, Doomsday to the top. All right. Can I resolve Gush? So if I Street Wraith right now, I'm just getting Force of Will on top. So we'll just pass. And then I'm taking 2 to 5. And then I'm drawing Force. And then I can Street Wraith, and then cast Oracle. All right. So the Squeeze go back to their hand. Bazaars. This card's Master Death, Squee. All right, we're at 5. So my top cards right now are Street Wraith, Oracle. So I have to do it now. All right, Street Wraith. All right, Oracle, Bazaars. Okay, we got there. Oh, man. All right, so Bazaar deck. So Leyline of the Void. Oh, our opponent has to leave, apparently. So we just win the match. All right, round 3, we're on the draw. Playing against a Lurrus deck. So let's see, this hand has 2 different counters. One is Force of Will, and it has some redraws and 2 lands. All right, so I'll keep. Mox Emerald. Soul Ring. I'm going to counter that. Let's counter that and get rid of Dress Down. I feel like Soul Ring is too much mana to allow them to have, so I'll counter a Soul Ring, whereas I won't counter regular old Moxes. Urza's Saga. Ugh. Hate this card so much. All right. Cycle Street Wraith. Mystical Tutor. So let's pass. So all they need is 1 more mana source, and then their Saga can start being activated. Wasteland. Cool. So I can't even fetch now? I guess I can fetch an island, right? All right. Fetch an island. And that prevents me from casting Doomsday on curve. What am I even doing if I Mystical Tutor? I guess getting Recall. Yeah, all right, let's do that. Island, Mystical Tutor, grabbing Recall. Then we'll draw. Then I'll recall myself. Actually, let's play a land first so I can Flusterstorm if something happens. Although they can actually pay it, right? Land, recall. Okay, that doesn't help. Cycle Street Wraith, Demonic Consultation. All right, well, we have to fetch so I can preordain this turn. Preordain. Top two cards I don't care about. Bottom both of these. Drew Doomsday. All right, over to them. So if I Doomsday, I have to win immediately because otherwise I just die to the Construct. Because this is taking me to a minimum of 10 this turn. And then if I Doomsday, I go to 5. All right, they make another Construct. Black Lotus. Take 4, go to 9. Then we'll go to 4 off the Doomsday. Solarian Academy. Lurrus into the hand. Pops the Lotus. Plays the Lurrus. Replays the Lotus. Pops the Lotus again. Plays Time Walk. Okay, that's very cool. We're dead. So once again, even though they are a spell deck, I feel like Flusterstorm is just garbage against any deck that has Urza Saga in it because they can just sit on their Saga and they never have to actually do anything. Same thing with Duress. Total garbage. Doesn't do shit. They just sit on their Sagas and never have to actually do anything. So that leaves me with what? I'm not going to board in Leyline just because they're a Lurrus deck. So Hercule's Recall, Shieldred. I guess I can sabotage their Art Mana Rocks if I catch them. Cut Mental Misstep. Dress Downs are good against Construct. All right, let's do this. I have no idea what matchup you're boarding in Swamp for. Yeah. On the play for game 2. Let's see. We have only one land, although we can Vamp Tutor, but that's not very good. So this hand has Doomsday. It's got Tutors, it's got Oracle, it's got Defense Grid, but we're just missing mana. So if we don't hit the mana off of Preordain, then the hand's really bad. Also, we need to hit more than just one. We need to hit multiple mana, right? Because of Doomsday. It's got enough good things going for it. All right, I'll keep. And then we're just going to cast Preordain and try to hit more lands. Polluted Delta, fetch, grab Underground Sea, cast Preordain. All right, Doomsday number 2 to the bottom, Flooded Strand into the hand, back to them. If I Vamp Tutor for Black Lotus, what happens? I get to play second land, Lotus, play Defense Grid, play Doomsday this turn. That seems fine. Oh wait, no, I don't, because I'm casting this on upkeep, so I don't get to play Defense Grid. Dark Confidant. Actually, if I get Lotus, I can go Oracle Demonic Consultation, right? So upkeep, this is if they don't have a response. So Vamp Tutor on upkeep. It resolved immediately, so let's grab Lotus. Then we draw that, play this, and then let's play the Lotus out. So I need double blue here, right? So I go pop the Lotus, this gets Underground Sea, and then I go Oracle Demonic, but then I'm out of mana. Yeah, okay, so I do have to pass. How much stronger are Vintage decks compared to Legacy? They're astronomically more powerful. Revealing Bauble. Oh, Wasteland. Ancestor Recall too. All right, sure. Take 2 from Bob. Mox Emerald. Another Bob. Surely they're going to Wasteland us. Surely. Indeed they are. And they play the Bauble. Drew Dark Ritual. Okay, so can I win now? I go fetch Underground Sea, Dark Ritual, triple blue for the Lotus. So I have 6 mana total. 2 of it's on Demonic Tutor, 2 of it's on Oracle. And then I can't play Defense Grid if I want to still win the game. So, I mean, they just have to not have anything, right? Because every turn we wait, we're getting crushed by the Dark Confidants. So, Dark Ritual, Demonic Tutor. So we grab Demonic Consultation, pop this for blue, then hold priority on the Oracle. Trigger on the stack, Consult. All right, looks like it went through. Oracle trigger for the win. Okay, run back the same thing. On the draw for this game, we only have Mox Jet, which means I have to mull. All right, 2 lands with Lotus and Time Walk seems decent. So what am I putting back here? I guess Dress Down's the least useful of all these cards. Mox Sapphire, Underground Sea, Dark Confidant. Bauble. Bauble us. Or Bauble again. Bauble again. Crack Bauble. Crack the Bauble. Crack the Bauble. All right, yield all these. So they draw a bunch of cards. Lotus Petal. All right, so land. I'm trying to think if there's a way I can win this turn, because I can go Lotus into Doomsday and Time Walk all on this turn, and then I untap with Gush, so I think I just go for it. So Lotus, Lotus Petal, fetch, Underground Sea. Let's see if Time Walk resolves. Pop, Time Walk, crack, black, 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 Doomsday. Everything's just resolving instantly, which tells me they don't have any answers. All right, so next turn we get to Gush, and we have double blue. So what is the thing here? It's going to be Oracle, tripled Street Wraith, win, right? So Oracle, Street Wraith, Street Wraith. So I'm going to go, and then I have to have a land to fetch for. So Underground Sea. Oh, if I fetch, it screws up my order. So I fetch last. So I untap, draw a card. Let's say that card's Street Wraith. I have 4 cards left in my deck. I Street Wraith, I draw another Street Wraith. I Street Wraith again, I draw a card. Let's say Daze. No. Yeah. And then There's only 2 left, so then I have to gush there. So I have to fetch earlier than that. So I have to, if I have to gush with 2 cards left in my deck. So I go 4 cards left in my deck. One of the cards is Street Wraith. I draw it. I cycle the Street Wraith. I have 3 cards left in my deck. Then I have to go play the fetch land, fetch, get the second Underground Sea out of the deck. I have 2 cards left, and then I gush. So just in case they have an answer, I can put Daze as one of the 5 cards. Draw, card is Street Wraith. Cycle, card is Daze. Play fetch land, fetch, Underground Sea is out of the deck. There's 2 cards left. No, if it's Daze, then I can't gush anymore, right? Or I can't Daze plus gush, so I can't do both. Let's put Gitaxian Probe as one of them, I guess, to see if it's free to go off. So we're going to 10, 10, 9, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this should be fine. So that's the pile. And then the order is Gitaxian Probe on top. We draw it. We get a Street Wraith. So Oracle and C have to be on the bottom. So it's Oracle, C, then Street Wraith, Gix Probe. All right. So then we take our extra turn. We play this. We play Gix Probe. All right. So yeah, they have a force, but they can't use it. So then fetch, grab the Underground Sea, float 2 blue, gush, play the Oracle. Okay. All right. Round 4. We are on the draw. This hand is probably unkeepable because I've got 1 redraw with the Gix Probe and then just 1 land, so let's mult. All right, well, a ton of mana with Doomsday is hope our opponent doesn't have an answer to Doomsday. So keep and put back Watery Grave. Another bizarre deck, you say. Force of Vigor, Serum Powder, Blazing Root Wall off Madness, and Hollow One, and Hollow One. Okay, so I actually have to think about this. So this is 9 damage, so fetch 19... is actually, we lose the game if we play Doomsday. If we fetch, right? Because we're going to lose 10. So I can't fetch. So Mox, Lotus. And I can't draw a single card off of Street Wraith because we're going to go to 1. And I can't draw off of Gush. So how in the world do I win this? I have technically all of this mana, so I can put like Recall, Thoracle, and Demonic Consultation on top. All right, Dark Ritual. Oh my god, mental misstep. If I crack the Lotus for Doomsday, then we just lose. We just immediately lose. If I don't crack the Doomsday right now, then I lose. Okay, what can I grab? The only free mana left in my deck is Lotus Petal. So I'm going to be at 1 after I do this. So I have no forces, no gush. Okay, so I can put Demonic Consultation on top. Demonic Consultation on top, draw, just have Demonic Consultation, but then I don't have double blue. Or I put Recall on top, Recall, Petal, then I'm still missing... All right, I haven't played a land, right? So I go Recalls on top, draw Recall. This is the only mana I have. Cast Recall with the Sapphire, and then the 3 cards I draw are Oracle, a blue land, and Lotus Petal. So that should be enough to win. All right, so black, Doomsday. Oh, come on, you also have Force after all of that? Okay, fine. Opponent literally has everything. Pass to them. They had turn 1 put 9 power into play, double free backup spells to protect it. Jesus Christ. All right, I'm going to fetch because I don't want to draw another land. So fetch, and it's irrelevant, basically. Grab Underground Sea, draw. We drew a mental misstep. So we're going to 1, and then I can't even fetch. All right, back to them. Bizarre. All right, they can't get Vengevine into play, right? They're just casting this thing. I guess I'm countering it. Not that that even matters. All right, so we go to 1. I have to draw like Recall into the best 3 cards I've ever drawn in my life. Drew Vamp Tutor. All right, we're dead. Okay, Leyline of the Void, Tabernacle, maybe Shieldred, it depends. So Dress Down seems pretty crap. Defense Grid is okay. Like the rest of it's okay. I'm not gonna Duress. What's bad? I guess that's the question. Because they do have spells like Force of Negation, Force of Vigor, Force of Will, Noxious Revival that I do have to actually interact with. Let's cut one of the 2 Oracles. Let's cut, I'm pretty sure, Necro. I mean, like, there's turn 1 Dark Ritual into this or turn 1 Black Lotus into this, and then we just draw a bunch of cards. So very few of the spells that they're casting are missteppable, so we can cut that. Shieldred's too slow. Yeah, they have Bizarre, but, like... All right, I really don't know what I'm supposed to do. This feels like it's too slow. Let's play Shieldred, and I'll cut 2 Preordains. And then we leave all the rest of this in. All right. So probably mull to Leyline. Well, we have a Leyline and a Force of Will. So keep this and put the Leyline into play. And then the Force of Will protects it from Force of Vigor. So land. I guess I should Street Wraith. Force of Vigor, counter that. So shoot this, and then let's get rid of Time Walk. We drew Ancestor Recall. All right. Fetch. Underground Sea. Recall. Mox Jet. Duress. What's in their hand? take serum powder because it's the only viable thing I can take. All right. So their plan is basically just completely screwed. What are they getting rid of? They just have to find an answer to Leyline, right? So they just have to dig until they find Force of Vigor. Oh, you can still cast these off Mad. Oh, no, you can't. Hollow one. Hollow one. Oh, they got rid of Wasteland. Okay, well, Duress isn't useful. I can't afford to really wait around here for Thoracle, so let's just grab Underground Sea and cast Thoracle just to fix my draws. Doomsday, Dark Ritual. Well, I've already played my Thoracle, so the Doomsday doesn't work. I'm taking 8 here and going to 7. Even if I untap in Doomsday, that means nothing, so just no to both of those. Bazaar. Even if I still had the other Thoracle in the deck, it still would have been too slow. Basking Root Walla. So wait, they can cast it? Then why didn't they cast this Root Walla last turn then? All right, I'll daze this. They still have Wasteland. This is just incredible. Like, they actually have a draw where they don't even care that we're leylining them. All right, we're at 7. We have to chump block next turn. Why are they not wastelanding us? It doesn't matter. I have to block here, and there's nothing I can draw that gets me out of this situation, so... All right, on to the last round. All right, round 5, we're on the play. We're playing against the Luris deck. We have turn 2 Defense Grid, or turn 1 Mystical Tutor for Recall, turn 2 Defense Grid so they can't interact with us. Turn 3 Doomsday. All right, okay. Let's play Delta and pass. Mishra's Bauble, Black Lotus, Ancestral Recall, Mock Sapphire, Strip Mine. So now I can't fetch for the Tutor because I can't fetch at any point. Repealed the Sapphire, but without even tapping it. That's very cool. Plays the Sapphire again. Nile Spellbomb, sure. Cracks the Bauble. Even with Strip Mine in play, they're going to Strip Mine me eventually, so I feel like I have to do it. Fetch. Let's grab Underground Sea. Let's cast Mystical Tutor. Mental Misstep. Okay. And we're getting Strip Mined. Bauble triggers. All right, Delta, go. Psycholorian revealed for a land. Dark Confidant. All right, let's play Defense Grid. Opponent forces, getting rid of Dress Down. Let's daze that. All right, Defense Grid resolves. We're still multiple turns away from even casting Doomsday. And they have a Dark Confidant revealing stuff. Revealed a Mox Pearl. Oh, and they have Wasteland too. Okay, well, we're gonna lose. Plays Bowmasters. All right, well, we can't do anything and we only have 1 land, so we're gonna lose to the clock before we get anywhere. So let's just move to the next game. Oh, let's see. So they have Bowmasters and Dark Confidant, which I guess means I actually want Cut Down in this matchup. And then Shieldred. I guess I want Duress too. What am I getting rid of? They're main decking Nile Spellbomb, so there's just no way I can ever guarantee having Dig mana. And then after that, I don't know. They're a Bowmaster deck, so let's cut some cantrips, I guess. All right, we've got Street Wraith Force. I can Duress them on turn 1. Let's go with that. Cycle Street Wraith first things first. Cut down. All right, well, what do I even Vamp Tutor for this in this hand? Just mana? Like, if I get Underground Sea and Duress them, and then they just have a Wasteland, then we lose immediately. So fetch, Underground Sea, Dark Ritual, Duress you. All right, if they're forcing this, I'm going to force them back. Top and Bauble and Bowmasters. I'll take top. And then we got a Vamp Tutor right now. What for, I don't know, because we have 1 land left. So probably another Mana Source. Or just Recall to draw more cards next turn. That seems fine. Yeah, let's grab Recall. And over to them. Oh, come on. They drew the freaking Mox so that they have the Bowmaster's mana up for the Recall. You've got to be kidding me. Well, now I can't Recall. Now I just have to wait. Every time we Duress them, every time we Thoughtseize our opponent, they just draw what they need off the top. So now they'll never cast Bowmasters until we cast Recall, and we'll never cast Recall until they cast Bowmasters, and we're behind. All right, just awesome gameplay. Wasteland. So now we have to do it. We have to do it, and now they flash Bowmasters in response and make a huge orc, but we have to do it, because if we don't do it now, then we just are screwed completely. So draw. We didn't even draw a land. Oh my god. All right. Cycle. Man, if I cycle the Street Wraith. Okay, so sure. I didn't even draw a land off of all of that. All right, we have to draw, because if we don't draw a land, then, I mean, we're taking 3 off of this Street Wraith. We still didn't draw a land, and we're dead. All right, 2 and 3 with, what are we playing? Doomsday. So I feel like this is kind of like the Death's Shadow of Vintage. I mean, not in the way that it plays, but in the way of it's very fragile, and you're deliberately putting yourself at very low life totals with Doomsday and Street Wraith and whatnot. Outside of that, I feel like it's just worse than the other combo decks you could be playing, because the other combo decks also can just straight up win the game with Tinker or, you know, other cards like that, but have reasonable, like, value control plans as well, whereas this doesn't have any of that. This is all in on the combo, but it's not even particularly more efficient or powerful than other combo decks that are also hybrids of other archetypes, whereas this deck is basically all in on its combo, and if you fizzle, you fizzle. So that's Doomsday. I also don't understand why we're playing Duress instead of Thoughtseize. I get it, Thoughtseize, you lose life, but like there's times when you really need to take creatures. So I don't understand why this isn't just Thoughtseize. Anyway, that's Doomsday.